Good morning. Welcome to Justin's Joint. All right, guys. Today it's going to be hopefully a fairly short video. It's Saturday morning, and I was working for a couple hours, and I'm gonna work again for a couple hours. So I figured I'd take a quick break, and I figured I would do this after I went and let me just go back a couple hours. So I decided it's Saturday. I'm gonna work all weekend. I want to do something special, something that I don't do often, and so I decided to break out the Bob's Chocolate Flake. Now, this tin happens to actually be empty. There's nothing in here. But this is the tin that this tobacco in this jar came out of. So I opened it up, and this tobacco has been sitting. I've been aging this for a while. I've probably had it a good year, and I don't think that it was brand new even then when I first got it. So what I'm going to show you is what this tobacco looks like. Now, the main reason I wanted to make this video is I'm sure you guys know, but in case some of you don't know, there's a way to date your tins of Gone with Hogarth, as far as, you know, when it was manufactured or when it was made and when it was put in the can. Now, if you look at the side of the can, okay, if you look at the side of the can, right here, there's a little sticker right there. And this one says 01273. Now, what that means is the first two digits is the day of the month that it was processed. The last three digits is the month. Now, months beginning December of 1995. So 001 would be December of 1995. So just to make this easy, I put a spreadsheet together beginning at December of 1995 and just kind of filled it down, because I'm a dork and I want to know when my tobaccos were made. But this one here, 273, happens to be August of 2018. So this was processed on August 1st of 2018. Now, as of right now, it is August 8th of 2020. So this Bob's Chocolate Flake has a good 2 years of age on it. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And, you know, now you know how to age your Gone with Hogarth blends by this little sticker on the side. Again, you may have known that, you may not have known that. In the case you didn't, now you do, and you're welcome. So what I have is a flake of Bob's Chocolate Flake right here, and it is 2 years old as of right now. Now we're going to move to the mobile camera, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. Alright, so here is what our Bob's Chocolate Flake looks like as of right now. You can see that it's this nice flake of tobacco, and I don't know if you can quite see it, but there's like all these little sparkly things in there. Let me pick it up here a little bit, see if it'll focus it a little bit better with my hand. But and I don't know if you can quite see what's going on here, but there's like a lot of sparkly, like sugar crystals in there. And that's what starts to happen to some of these tobaccos, especially with Virginia in them. They tend to do this. And this is a sign that this tobacco is aged pretty good, and you know, this really should be a very nice smoking piece of tobacco. Alright, so now that we've looked at this tobacco, we're going to just kind of sort of break it up and stick it in the old pipe. So now I've always liked Bob's Chocolate Flake, you know, just regardless, but especially with some age on it, I'm really looking forward to having this. This is going to take the edge off of having to work on a Saturday when I should be outside doing something else. Now, I've had this flake sitting out for probably a good hour, and it's just about right. I didn't break it up before I set it out. I just set the flake out. Now, Gawith blends, they come really wet, and this, I jarred it up basically as soon as I got it. So the moisture content of this flake is not much different than when I first put it in here. Except that, you know, like I said, I've had it sitting out for about an hour waiting to just put it in here. So we're just gonna grab a bunch of tobacco, and this is just one flake of Bob's chocolate flake, just one flake, and I think that's probably gonna be about enough to fill up my pipe here. So there's the first pinch, there's the second pinch. Let me do a test draw. Yep, I think one flake is going to be just about right. Then we'll light her up. Get a drink of coffee real quick. Bob's chocolate flake is just one of those tobaccos that almost doesn't smell like tobacco. I mean, it's just so warm. Like, you smell the tobacco in the tin or the jar, and it just smells so warm and inviting and rich and overall just amazing. And you know, it's not like it's an overwhelming chocolate smell that you get, because it's not. It's like a mixture of a whole bunch of things. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I gotta just stop and light this, because Bob's chocolate flake, I know that some people aren't huge aromatic fans, and some people probably aren't huge Lakeland fans. Now, I don't know, but I would say that on a Lakeland-esque scale, Bob's chocolate flake, well, before I stick my foot in my mouth, let's light it up, because it's been a while since I had this stuff. I was gonna say that on a Lakeland-esque scale, it's on the low side, and I think that I would tend to still think that. Just south of 50%, though, I would say. No. And maybe I don't remember it being that Lakelandy, because I've never smoked a Bob's chocolate flake this old. Like, folks, it's been a while since I had Bob's chocolate flake, and I've purposefully not been smoking it because I purposefully wanted this to get some age on it. And now that it's got 2 years, I figure I'd break it out. And you know, when I'm lighting this up, I'm definitely getting the Lakeland essence. I mean, it's not Ennerdale. However, that's definitely pretty high on the Lakeland scale. So maybe either I just didn't remember it well, or the flakes that I smoked were considerably younger. Because this is a pretty decent portion of Lakeland essence. And even after sitting out for a whole hour, I'm still having trouble keeping this bad boy lit. It's still really moist. I've got the pack just about right, though. Yeah, here we go. One of the things that I love about Bob's Chocolate Flake is it's one of the few tobaccos where the tin note actually comes through in the smoke. You know, a lot of times you'll get a tobacco where it's got a really awesome tin note. And, you know, I'm talking like aromatics, so some of you who hate aromatics probably don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But, you know, you'll get a tobacco with a really awesome room note, and then the smoke itself is just like whatever, you know. You're smoking it just to smoke something. And, you know, I can't say that I hate those. It's just that when I do come across those, they tend to sit there a while because I don't really tend to enjoy them that much. I mean, I'll smoke it if I'm out and, you know, there's people around because they tend to be enjoyable for others around me, but it's not so much for myself. So this one here, though, the tin note, as I'm just burping all over the place, the tin note comes through. Like, you get a lot of that. And maybe that's due to the Lakeland essence. Yes, I can tell you, Bob's Chocolate Flake does get better with age. I'm sure there's like a cutoff. You know, I don't know what it is. I've never had a pipe tobacco that was super old. But I'm sure that after, let's just say 5 to 10 years, depending on the tobacco, of course, there probably is a point where it stops mellowing and just starts eroding, I guess is what I should say. You know, the flavors just tend to start getting less and less potent. So, you know, I don't know. I think a 2-year-old tin here of Bob's Chocolate Flake is tasting pretty dang good. And that's really all I had for today. I really need to get back to work. But again, use this sticker. If you have Bob's, or if you have any of these Gawith blends that were made after, I don't know, 1995. Although, sometimes they didn't put the stickers on them until more recently. But if you see a sticker like this, which if you buy any Gawith blends recently, you're going to get that, and you'll know exactly when it was made. That way you can keep track of how old your tobaccos are. Like, I've got some American Delight that was made in February of 19. I've got some Broken Scotch Cake that was made in April of 19. So, yeah, it's good to be able to keep track and know exactly how old your tobacco is. That way, you know, if you're trying to age it, trying to cellar it, to, you know, get some age on it, you know exactly. Because if you're like me, you buy a tobacco, and I never write on the tin the date that I got it because, well, I just never think about that. So there you have it. Your old buddy Justin is just lazy and forgetful. So until next time, right here in the joint, we will see you guys later.